What's up, guys? Look at the garage, son. Sheesh. Anyways, I'm in the new place. I got the garage all set up. What we're doing today on the Yamaha is I got a new exhaust. So I'm gonna open up the box and we're gonna unravel, see what's inside. I'm gonna explain what exhaust I went with, why I went with this exhaust and everything, and we're gonna install it. I have the bike set up pretty good right next to the toolbox. I'm gonna get the exhaust from this side here and just kind of get it going. I haven't installed an exhaust in a long time, so actually a few years. So this should be some fun. Let's see how it works out. But first, let's do the unboxing of the exhaust. Alright, let's see. So the company I went with is called Vandemon. Why did I go with Vandemon? So I went with Vandemon because they were an Australian company. So the cool part about Vandemon is the American dollar is worth more. Now, if you look at this picture here, you see how this is multicolored? This whole exhaust is titanium. And I got this whole thing for about $750, $800 shipped. You try to get a full titanium exhaust made in America, it would have cost you an arm and a leg. So that's one thing. Two, it has a loop. So I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by loop. But it's cool, they give you some wide titanium, it's light, won't corrode or stain, no need for polishing. Looks stunning after the heat changes it. Significant reduction in weight. This box is super light. This whole thing is light. I mean, this thing barely weighs anything. But anyway, so here's your headers. Let's get this out of the way. Here's your muffler. This looks really good. It's already burnt at the tip there. So I'm going to be doing this with gloves on, by the way, because I don't want to touch. If I do, I just got to wipe it with alcohol. Here's the loop. I always wanted a snail, if you know what I mean. Here's a silencer that you can put in, all the bolts and everything that you need. I don't have a hook, so that's going to be fun trying to put that on. Looks like the brackets, or hangers I should say. Anti-seize. Oh, that's cool. They threw in some anti-seize. We have another exhaust hanger there. Or should I say, looks like a clamp. And that's it. So, we have to take the old one apart. So let's start taking the old one apart right now. Alright, so I'm not going to record the whole thing because there's plenty of videos of installing the exhaust. But if I come across an issue or something that's not like shown usually, I guess, I'll just show it. So a cool thing is this bottom fairing here is actually aluminum. So that's pretty cool that they actually did that and not make it out of plastic. Okay, so we got this done. Now I'm going to do the O2 sensor. I'm going to take the O2 sensor out. It seems pretty straightforward, guys, not going to lie, but we'll see how it goes. What size would that O2 sensor be? Alright, I got all the screws out. Let me see if I can get a good view. Okay, so that's out, those are out. I left one in, excuse me, so it doesn't fall. Now it looks like I have that one there, and then there's another one on the other side, the same. And I really think that's all that holds this thing up. I looked to see if there was this one back here, but there's not. Yeah, that's all. It's just those two. So I'm gonna undo that. I think that's also a 12. Let's double check. Yeah. That's also a 12. And then this should come down. Alright, I used like a TV mount that I had sitting around to hold this up. And don't know how well it's gonna do, but I got the last screw to take off. And then this should come right out. Okay, so okay, here it is. All right, here's this big boy. So this is all one piece, which is heavy as shit. So we set that off to the side, and you can't forget your two rings. So we gotta put that on. And I wish I had gloves, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to use my motorcycle gloves. We'll see. All right, so that is done. Now, let me see if I can put the flash on. Let's see if I can zoom in there. All right, so in there is the washer, right under there. So there, right in there is the washer. And same thing on the other side. Let's see if you can see it. Right in there. I'm trying to get the camera to focus, but it doesn't want to focus. Focus. If I zoom out. There we go. Alright, so there's the other washer in there. And that was the hardest part. So these are still loose. Zoom out a little bit. These are still loose. Because I want to make sure I get everything else bolted up. So that's done. I'm not using gloves, so I'm going to wipe the entire thing down with alcohol because that's what it says to do. And what they do is, get this out of the way. They give you anti-seize here. Well, that's going to be fun because I don't have gloves. And they want you to put that in between, according to them. They want you to slide it and put some around in here. So that's what I'm going to do. And then wipe my hands off. Alright, so we got the O2 sensor in. I got to tighten that up. Everything's got to tighten back up. We got the clamp on here. Got to clean this. Got to tighten everything up back up there. I have this. I have the bolt in there. Got to tighten that up. Everything else looks good. I have to put some anti-seize inside here. And I don't know where this bracket goes because it looks like it would go for this, but that wouldn't make any sense. I don't know if this is for the MT-07 Yamaha. They don't give you instructions, so all they give you is what to do with the anti-seize, and that's it. Doesn't tell you anything else. So I gotta try to find out where this bracket goes, so I have to search that. Alright, update. So I figured out where that bracket went. Goes right there. They give you a longer screw for the top, a long one for the bottom, but they're really long. That's what she said. So I kept it loose. Now I have to slide this on and put this carbon fiber hanger piece on, and then that goes to that. So that should be fun. Alright, let's see how it goes. Alright, so that's what she looks like. the long screw that I originally had there was actually for this one, and they give you a different screw for that one. So you guys can see if you decide to order this one, which one goes where. My only gripe is that hanger touches right there. So that might rattle a little bit. Again, everything's not bolted down. So we'll see when I tighten up the headers if that changes its angle. Everything else is loose right now. So I'm just going to put these on now. They give you this little hanger tool. So put this on, and they give you a few of them. They give you 3. So let's get this on now. Okay, she's on. The exhaust is on. You can see all the handprints. I'm going upstairs to get some alcohol now so I can clean it off, and then we're gonna start it. This is tight. These are on. This is tight. The 2 hanger bolts are tight. That up there is tight. So we'll see. Hopefully no exhaust leaks. Looks really good. I mean, looks so good, but I got to get these fingerprints off. So we got to get some alcohol and clean it up. And then I'm not going to put the fairings on, but I'm going to take it outside and start her up and see how she is. All right, let's get her outside. See how she does. All right, this is the moment we all been waiting for. Okay, we got a little grease coming out of there. Not bad. I'm gonna let this bad boy heat up. Oh yeah, it's gonna be burning. Burning a little bit. A new exhaust, let's hear it. Oh, my neighbors are gonna hate me, boy. Oh, that looks good. All right, she is installed. She looks great. Way better with that exhaust. Way better. Full titanium. Now we're gonna take her out for a spin around the complex here, so I can hear what she sounds like. All right, here's a crazy thing. It touches right here, but since this is aluminum, that worked out pretty well. And putting this screw down here for the exhaust actually gave it some space, so it doesn't sit on it completely. So that actually worked out better than I thought. It might rattle a little bit, I don't know, but I smell fish. Let's take her out and see how she is. right, there you have it. There she is. She sounds good. She's burning up. And she'll turn color soon, so I'm gonna move her away from the garage and let it burn. All right, guys, she's back in the garage. She's all done. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I love it. But anything is better than that big pile of junk that was on there originally. So, but I'm excited for it. I'm happy about it. So let's end this off the way that I normally do. Stay positive, stay humble. We only have good days. Yes, that is a mirror with Matchbox cars glued onto it. That was a gift. And it's a pretty awesome one. Peace.